lightens up our telly every weekend. She brings girl power to the judges panel and has to sit between Craig and Len. And for that, we can only apologise. It's the gorgeous Darcey Bussell!
Thank you, Zoe.
Welcome. So excited to have you here. We were thinking about laying a red carpet and everything.
No.
How much are you enjoying this series, Darcey?
It's extraordinary this season, actually. You know, you would never imagine that each season could get better, but this definitely has. I mean, the standard is extraordinary this season. It's going to be so difficult from now on. I mean, for me, I love the excitement that Strictly always brings to the autumn months and winter. So it is a real joy. I just love putting on the bling and smiling.
I know,
and
dressing up and then
trying to be positive and get the best out of them.
You always find something positive to say. Interestingly, judges' scores can vary quite dramatically, and this weekend you actually scored less than Craig for Kelly and Kevin.
My God.
How on earth do you decide what you're going to score them when they're out there on the floor?
You know, it's especially with this couple because she is one of the strongest celebrity girls. I mean, have you seen how strong her core is?
I know.
It's amazing, the muscles, and I mean, her centre, and she is so compact.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's very difficult because obviously this was a fusion of styles.
Yeah.
Even more than we've had in the past. To have street dance, to have hip-hop, and then to have the samba, it was, I just couldn't... It just didn't.
You couldn't handle it.
I couldn't handle it.
Your brain melted. You're like, I can't do this.
It was the moulding together that just didn't work. And for me, I think it was the hardest thing is seeing. I've seen a lot of street dance and a lot of hip hop. I've even judged it weirdly, and it's that weird thing where to wear high heels and do street dance. You don't do that.
I know.
You don't do that. So it was so impressive that she even attempted it.
Carried that off.
It just looked odd, and I think a lot of the celebrities, girls especially, have just got to get those heels on sooner because she just didn't look comfortable.
Okay.
They've got to go into rehearsals
and wear them all the time.
Nearly day one, when they start learning the choreography, to get used to wearing heels when you're learning choreography.
Ian always says this. He gets very cross when he sees them in training wearing trainers
or
things like that. Do you ever argue with the other judges, with Len and Craig, about their scoring? Or, you know, because sometimes we see you go like this after the cameras cut off you.
It's weird. You know, I think we all presume, oh, well, he'll like that and he'll like that. And, you know, you all know Darcey will like this because of this. Or, you know, and then suddenly when we surprise each other, we go back and go, what do you mean? Why did you do that? I would have thought you would have said this, and why did you do that? You know, so there is, but it doesn't happen as often as it does. You know, you think it would, but yeah, we do have quite a good chat.
I love watching you have little gossips. I wonder what they're saying. I wish I could lip read. OK, you do look like you have such a great time. What's the best thing about being a judge on Strictly, Darcey?
For me, it's really being part of a company again. You know, it's a bit cliche, it's about a big happy family, and I've been brought up with that. You know, all my life I've been in a large company working with a lot of dancers and all aiming for the same result, is getting a great show on. And it's so lovely to be part of that again. And I love this group. Everybody that works on Strictly, everybody, I'm talking, you know, from wardrobe to the stage crew, you know, lighting. It's just amazing the effort that goes into it. And you just feel, oh my God, I'm so lucky to be part of this and to produce an amazing West End show, you know, and I get to watch it.
Every Saturday. Front row seats.
Front row seats.
I know.
You know, the most expensive seat in the... Yeah.
What do you think about our new pros, Giovanni and Gleb and Oti? What have they brought to the show this year, would you say?
They definitely bring an edge. I mean, they bring good looks as well, which is very helpful.
I haven't noticed. No.
They haven't revealed themselves totally yet, but I think, you know...
That's another perk of being a judge on the show.
Yeah, lots of bonuses. But I think it's... what they do is they do bring the level up for all the other professionals on there. You know, they all work so hard, but when you get new blood in there, it just brings everybody else up
hang on
again.
a minute. It
gets a little bit more competitive. People are more creative choreographically. You know, you can just see the minds ticking over harder and working harder, even if they... I mean, how could they possibly work harder?
I know, they would. It's ridiculous.
Work so hard.
We've got lots of questions from all the viewers. Thank you, everybody who sent one in. Emily wants to know, if your dance partner was one of your fellow judges, which one would it be and why? You don't want to get into trouble here, but...
Yeah, this is weird. Well, I've nearly come close to actually being partnered by Craig professionally.
Really?
Only because he's also choreographed things on other peers, other friends of mine. And I suppose he would be the most natural physical match. Bruno, I'd love to work with him because he'd be so you know, who knows what was going to happen. It would
You'd end up on the floor.
I know. It would be so alive and so scary. I'd love it because it'd be so edgy. It would be an edgy performance. But Len, of course, he'd be so complimentary and would really work with you. And I think he'd probably be the best. As in rehearsal time and really getting it right.
Okay, classic
so a
as
bit
well.
Difficult. I suppose Craig.
Okay, there we go, Craig. Well done. Jessica says, what has been your favourite dance of the series so far?
Well, that's so hard. I don't know. I suppose my most favourite has probably been Jay's Jive.
Jay's Jive.
JJ.
It was incredible.
You know, it was obviously the technique. You know how precise and clean he is, but how cool it was. I mean, it wasn't the ponytail. That slightly put me off there. But it was just how unassuming he is.
Yeah.
And it was just cool and calm, but everything was going for it underneath. You know, the style was perfect, the way they set the film up, everything. It worked.
Oh, fantastic.
All over.
Very quickly, we've got 30 seconds. Alice, who's 12, says, what is your top tip for beginners starting work on points?
Don't start too soon.
Yes.
And also just make sure you break the point shoe in the right place. New point shoes are the hardest things to break down, and you don't want to put them on fresh, brand new, because they're like clogs. So you do have to work them. You have to get them into your hands.
Okay.
And they do this with the ballroom shoes.
Okay.
You have to work at them, soften them in. Not too much,
Okay.
but just break the back just at the very top.
Thank you very much, Darcey. And let's be very pleased with that. Enjoy Blackpool this weekend. Lovely to see you, Darcey Bussell. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow.